cryptids of Mexico. The vampire witch, also called Tlahuelpuchi in the original indigenous language. The Tlahuelpuchi, or this vampiric kind of an entity, so-called witch, one of the most feared creatures in Mexican folklore. It's nothing new. The legends of this creature have been going on for centuries. The legend survives mostly strongly in the central state of Mexico, Tlaxcala. It also appears in parts of Puebla, Hidalgo, and Veracruz. Unlike European vampires, the Tlahuelpuchi are not undead corpses. They are very much believed to be living women who transform at night and feed on vital fluids, especially the ones from infants. What does Tlahuelpuchi means? The word comes from the Nahuatl, the language of the Aztec Empire. It roughly translated to something like bright thing or shining being. But over time, it came to mean a supernatural vital liquid drinking witch. Core beliefs about this entity, about this creature. According to tradition, a witch, a Tlahuelpuchi, is born, is not made, is not turned into that. It's usually female, said that in very rare cases being a male. It cannot escape her nature, it cannot transform back to be human. It must drink a vital fluid, the red one, to survive. The transformation. At night, she removed her legs, in many other versions told by the stories, like if they were socks. Leaves them behind, and it could transform into, most likely, a turkey, an owl, dogs, a prey birds, and a ball of fire. The owl connection links to her broader Mexican witch lore, like La Lechuza. There is a different legend about that one. But La Lechuza, the owls, are very much relating as a bad omen for these brujas. Let me try to picture you a little bit the look of this horrendous creature. But why are the principal target the infants? The Tlahuelpuchi is said to prey specifically in babies. She enters the home at night, hypnotizes the families, making them fall into a deep sleep, and bites the infant's necks. Many times it doesn't even leave a mark at all. And of course it swallows the vital fluids out of this poor little one. All right, why don't we let Flip taking over while I'm drawing, because I can't really talk and draw at the same time. Flip.
Okay, so the bruja, or I'm gonna say it, the
Tlahuelpuchi.
Tlahuelpuchi.
Just call it bruja. Huh?
Tlahuelpuchi. Often it'll drink the blood slowly over several nights, or it'll do it overnight, quickly. But most of the time it'll be slowly and done over several nights, where the parents will notice that the child becomes very pale and weak, and often explained historically as
We're trying to be explained by signs when things like that happen.
Yeah, like signs that happen.
Mhm.
It's a sudden infant death, unexplained. So anemia, which is loss of like vital fluids, things like
Mhm.
that. And then illness with no visible cause, like just sudden
Yeah, the
super
sudden.
sickness and
Mhm.
very weak and things like that. In rural communities centuries ago, unexplained infant deaths were sometimes blamed on the brujas. So that's one of the things that
According
happened.
to tradition, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
according to tradition. How she stopped? As you can see, Noemi is creating a very interesting character. Very close to what you would see. Um, Unlike European vampires, she is not destroyed by sunlight or stake. Um,
Or
but
or a silver bullet.
yeah, but it does have some traditional protections, like in garlic, mirrors, metal objects near cribs, um, red strings on babies. I guess that would be like something tied around the wrist.
Yes, the rope, the red rope.
Yeah, the red rope. It's like a
Mhm.
protection bracelet, which I've had
Yeah.
actually, and I have now. Scissors placed in an X under the mattress, which I've never heard of that one. That's a new one on me.
Because it's a symbol of cross.
Oh, okay.
They were created because of the hate to the conquerors that they summon with the god. I don't know if the god is written there in that quickly resource that I did. Funny, I did a full research in this creature, and magically it disappeared from the computer. It was like a month ago, a little month and a half that I did that research. I just gave it up to our friend David to read it, imprint it, and then it suddenly just disappeared. At today to start doing this chapter for sure, I was looking for my research and I lost it. I was trying to do it again and it really didn't find the exactly same information. But there is a god, there is that deity from back then. There's many deities in the Mexica culture. Um, So these women made a pact because they hated the invaders. It was supposed to be for protection to the people, but like human beings should not be given really this kind of a privilege because human beings are easily corrupted. So they corrupted. They became super humans, something, no, super because they have powers too. They can do general witchcraft like a normal human beings, other than transforming in the creatures. They have powers. So that's how they became to be.
Well, so if the bruja or the Tlahuelpuchi, that's it.
Tlahuelpuchi.
Oh, so close. If she's caught, the legends say,
Oh, hiding her legs. You should
oh,
destroy. They take off her legs like if they were socks. So if you find the legs, you hide them, or burning or destroy them or something like that. Get rid of the legs.
Get rid of the legs.
But many times is what you have in the paper too, because I have read
okay.
in those stories too.
So the bruja must be set ablaze,
Yep. Old fashioned.
forced to confess, which is very. That's I've read a lot about the forced to confession before.
Yeah, you do that with demons too when you cast demons.
Yeah. However, in many communities in is it Tlaxcala?
Tlaxcala, yes.
Tlaxcala. People believe they knew who the bruja were, and sometimes tolerated them even if they promised not to attack local children.
And in the broad daylight, she was just a normal woman, many times midwives, many times helpers on town, healers with sickness. It will help people, local people when they get sick. Like, yeah, in the daytime. So many times the people will know, people from town will know. So she will not attack their town. She will go somewhere else.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
So a unique culture detail, which is very interesting. In some towns in Tlaxcala,
Tlaxcala, yeah.
it was believed that I'm gonna say it again, the Tlahuelpuchi,
Almost.
almost got so close. The Bruja only attacked outside of their own family. They do not harm relatives. Families may protect them to avoid shame, which would be a common thing.
It's logical.
Yeah, it's logical. This is a very different from the European vampire myths. Obviously, it's very different from the European vampire myths. The difference from the European vampires, the Bruja, which is a living witch, the European vampire, undead corpse, born with a curse, is the Bruja, European vampire, turned by a bite. The Bruja transforms into animals and fire, and the European vampire stays humanoid. Bruja targets infants. European vampires target adults. Bruja, the community sometimes tolerates them. In European vampire, it's usually hunted. They're usually hunted out. But there has been known where some European myths say they would tolerate them just to keep from having any issues, and even given sacrifices to European vampires just to save their families and stuff. The anthropological interpretation, the scholars suggest the legend may reflect fear of infant mortality, the anxiety about women's power, definitely in the elder days, the social tension within tight communities, which is that's a big one, especially if you live in a small town, everybody knows what you're doing. Indigenous cosmology, blending with colonial beliefs. In many cases, accusations of being a Tlahuelpuchi caused real violence, like it actually caused serious violence to people.
Do the Mexicans still believe in the brujas? Yes, they do, even though many are stories that passed from years, even centuries ago. The Mexicans, especially in the rural areas, far away from cities, there's where even sightings are seen newly of the fireballs. Even in the 20th century, there were reports of violence against suspected witches, brujas. Today, the belief is less widespread, though, because of modern times, But the legend remains very, very alive in folklore, storytelling, and local tales,
Yeah. It's just, it's pretty amazing to me that these things actually, I don't know how they've transcribed or moved into U.S. culture, because we believe in witches. There's people here who believe in witches. There's witchcraft. There's other things like that. But like the changing to the bird and all that stuff like that, that's something we never actually got here. So Noemi has been translating all of these sources from Latin cultures.
Yeah, I'm trying to pass on the histories, and we've been asking around friends, and pretty much here in the United States they haven't heard from this creature. It's not known really.
But it's an amazing stories and a terrifying creature. I mean, I can tell you this, as a man, to wake up and, let's say, in the middle of the night and find like my wife gone or girlfriend, whatever, and only to come outside and find a pair of legs somewhere.
Yeah, that's something else. That's horrible.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever figure that one out. But I mean, so you think that this culture or this legend or myth, it started basically just from infant mortality rates, or do you think it's legit? Do you think this is an actual creature that, you know, that exists in those times or even in this times?
I believe they still exist, but the sightings are not as much as a modern times comes. You know, these creatures don't like the light, artificial especially. So I believe they still hiding there.
Well, and it makes more sense to be in a rural area because
Yeah, many tales come from rural areas nowadays, if there are any. Nothing really comes from, well, probably ghost sightings will come from modern areas, but the rural areas will always give you these kind of creatures because they also are related to nature a lot. That was their beginning, like I was telling you. It was a good thing. It was supposed to be defending a people, this creature or something, but they corrupted themselves. They turned into something else.
so these creatures obviously don't like big cities with all the lights and all the artificial noises and everything like that. Obviously, noises and stuff would freak them out.
Yeah.
So, you know, any one of us that live in a big city and stuff like that, we're not going to see, you know, anything like this character right here. Obviously not. Or we would, if we did see them, we would mistake them for a buzzard, for example, or a vulture, which is very rare.
The transformation can be so to the T that it is said that they do look exactly like the bird. Only in the first stages of transformation, or when they want it, they kind of look half human and half a creature, half a bird. But it's usually.
Has there been any known cases of these creatures being interrupted from transforming? Like have you read anything where like something got interrupted in the middle of it and
No, but many times this that the grandkid or even the daughter once she saw and he found the mother being transformed into that creature. A daughter, grandkids have witness, but never really anything that is stop. Nothing really that will stop them during transformation during the metamorphosis. Not really, huh?
could you imagine being a teenager and accidentally walking into a transformation? You know, there's worse things to walk in on your parents doing. But that would be probably the scariest one ever.
Yeah, that will be the wow. This thing is looking good.
Oh, it
I
does
did
look
another one, so we might do a mix of the two, or we might show. We'll see. We'll make try to make this video very nice.
good. Yeah.
By the way, I haven't touched the drawing in years, and I just found a sketch of my drawings, and I show it to Felipe, and he was like, "What? I didn't know you draw."
Everything she touches, I'm not joking. She creates the most amazing little thing, and she's a fantastic artist all the way around. But just, I mean, I didn't realize that you could draw too. She just takes everything from me.
And actually, for now, this is the first time I'm sketching, because my drawings will take days when I try to draw something. So right now, I'm sketching. I'm not drawing really.
This is just a sketch, guys.
This is a sketch, yeah. Nowadays, the laying is still alive there, but there is a tons of videos and pictures created with AI. So I was like, if we're going to do this, we're not going to use AI. We're going to do it like humans.
Yeah.
So hence, that's the reason why I am sketching that when I'm doing this, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It's what I love about it is the fact that you're showing that, you know, art is created by humans.
It should be.
And it's distributed out so you can actually see it. And, you know, this drawing had to come from somewhere. So when you think about it, you know, I wonder that like in former lives or whatever it is, that we actually did live amongst these characters or these creatures. And, you know, we're remembering them in the next life that we've gone through or the next period of our life. I mean, it's interesting when you think about it. There's so much information there that we just don't know.
Something just drew me to the cryptic, and I know many people here in the United States are very especially artists, are very drawn to cryptozoology and things like that, because we have a great mind, I would say,
Oh yeah.
and we are drawn to every imaginary, rather is real. I do believe that they are real, but that's my thing. Okay.
There's different people have different things.
So as the many cryptids that we also have in the United States, I believe they're all real.
Yeah, those are definitely for other stories, but
For other stories.
so what we're gonna do here, guys, is we're gonna speed this up so you can actually see Noah and me doing this, and then we'll show you the other one of her sketches.
The other concept.
Yep. And then we'll finish the video out when she's finished with this drawing. So y'all keep a look, and we'll play some music for you.
This is a previous introduction of our following chapter. Please make sure to watch. We will be, now that we introduce you to the bruja, now you probably will be ready to listen tales about this creature down from Mexico, and we're gonna have a special guest. So make sure to follow us and catch up with that chapter. We're gonna be telling about 4 of the 1,000 of stories known and told by the bruja, vampire bruja or Tlahuelpuchi. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have for now. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you liked the video, and this was 100% human made.
Bye.
Bye.